Hey, it's happy Saturday.
Hey, happy Saturday. What's up, Soul Tribe? Hey, happy Saturday. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Happy Saturday. We've been going through some changes. My Lord, we've been going through some changes. We've been giving you the praises. My Lord, you're the only one we praising. We ain't even gotta fight no more. Dear Lord, you be fighting all our battles. We ain't even gotta speak no more. Hey, dear Lord, you be working while we silent. Dear Lord, you be working while we silent. Hey, we've been going through some changes. Dear Lord, we've been going through some changes. Hey, good morning. It's happy Saturday. Hey, hey, good morning. What's up, tribe? Hey, hey, we feeling good in the morning. We feeling good in everything you do. Hey, joy comes in the morning. Hey, we feeling good in the morning. When we wake up in the morning. Hey, hey, when we wake up in the morning. We feeling good in the morning. Hey, I got fed up. The devil had me messed up. My ancestors had to step up. Now God got me blessed up. Now God got me blessed up. My ancestors had to step up. I got fed up. It feels good in the morning. Joy comes in the morning. When we wake up in the morning. Hey, hey. Joy comes in the morning. Hey, when we wake up in the morning. Hey, we feeling good in the morning. Hey, we turning dreams into reality. Hey, we turning dreams into reality. Turning dreams into reality. You gon' make it where you need to be. We turning dreams into reality. Hey, hey, we be clearing out the energy. Good morning. We be clearing out the energy.
Hey.
Good morning. What's up, Avery? Hey. Okay, how you guys doing? Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. In positive energy, attracting the life you desire because it's your birthright, okay? Of course, we're coming through with another live for you guys. Make sure you take the message how it resonates in your life. What's up? What's up? What's up? That just reminded me of Martin.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
up? Right? Grand Rising, Empress B. What's up, guys? What's up, Beams? Hey, y'all. Good morning, everyone. It's happy Saturday. Hey, it's happy Saturday. I'm so glad you guys are here. Look, if you're here, I'm not even going to hold you too long. There's a message here for you. I don't know. Spirit says there's something important that we need to speak about this morning. So if you found yourself here, you probably don't want to leave. It's very, very important message here, okay? I don't know what it's about, but I feel like it's for the entire collective. So if you're here, you are here for a reason. All praise to the Most High God and Ashe to the ancestors. Okay? Where you guys from? Where you guys at? Good morning.
Good morning.
I know.
Grand
I
Rising.
be too turned.
Good morning. Grand Rising. Her spirit's turned up. So we're going to stay turned all the way up. Like,
Okay. I'm reloaded. So I think we're gonna start off with some downloads here for you guys, and then after that we're gonna go ahead and get into some messages. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you for your energy. Right. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had, a good evening yesterday. Everyone was safe. So many things that go on. Oh, thank you, baby. Right. So many things that go on in the world. So I hope you guys are just keeping yourself spiritually protected. Right. I feel good, I feel like, change and movement is here for us. I really been praying for us, for us to just be better, because life is getting better, right? So I feel good this morning. So let's get into these downloads.
okay, Tribe. So, it's Unc coming at y'all. I love y'all. Sometimes I feel like,
You just be smiling.
I don't know, man. I just feel like, I feel like I'm so in the right place to be in, right? So we got downloads to 5D beings, right? Particularly, this is particular type of individuals that this may resonate with. A lot of people this may not resonate with, okay? But
Be like that sometimes.
the value of spiritual awakening, right, is what we're talking about in this download, right? It's the value of spiritual awakening, the value that it adds to your life. And one is to become aware of spiritual energies around you and the correlation that your spirit has with them, right? It's valuable to you, valuable for you to be able to know what you're dealing with. And as you become more aware and awakened, it gives you that. You no longer can be deceived by different things. Like, and while you may be sometimes in a posture of like a prince or a knight or a page, even, right? Meaning like you might be new to your journey, but at the same time, it's value in it because you can discern. It's like you can see yourself strides ahead of where you at right now.
Yeah.
You becoming aware of the energies around you. That's valuable. It doesn't matter that you don't have this big old ranking. It doesn't matter that you don't have a title. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter if the world doesn't even know who you are right now, right? Because if you hold value in the spirit, people won't know who you are. Who? Spiritual people. That's simple. Spiritual people know spiritual people. So your value system, right? I feel like it's the value of your spiritual awakenings that you now can correlate the energies around you, which is good, right? And I pray for that for anybody, that you can awaken and see what's going on around you in your life. Number two, and the value of your spiritual awakening is you sincerely become aware of your spiritual ranking and your spiritual strengths and your spiritual weaknesses. That's valuable to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to chime in on that. Like the value of your spiritual ranking and assessing your strengths and your weaknesses. Why is that valuable?
I would say that's valuable. I would say, it's valuable it's valuable to know your spiritual strengths and weaknesses because, life is of the spirit, number one, right? So we want to do things that are conducive to life, right? So, I feel like if what's valuable to the spirit, then it allows you to live a better life, right? To give yourself more life because life is of the spirit. So, doing things conducive to spiritual growth, to the growth of your life, reading, healing those broken spots, I would say those kind of things are very valuable. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, just to add on to it, like the value in awakening is, like I say, assessing your spiritual strengths and your weaknesses. I like to start with the weaknesses. Like once I know an area where I'm weak at, it helps me tread better. Because if you don't know your weaknesses, you won't know your limitations, right? So you might not tread lightly in certain situations. And yeah, so your spiritual ranking and your strengths and your weaknesses.
I feel like it also helps you, like just overall growth because, when you know your spiritual strengths and weaknesses, it helps you pick and choose your battles, right? Because every battle is not worth fighting.
Definitely.
Right?
Picking your battles well.
Also, it allows you, what you were speaking about earlier, too, just recognizing different spirits in people. So like when I see different spirits, I'm like, okay, all right, that's Jezebel right there. Don't worry about that.
Right.
All right, this is Asmodeus over here. These different spirits. Okay, I see what's going on over here. This person is affected by the demonic. It's not me that they're upset about. They don't like life.
Right.
So being able to see different spirits is also valuable too, because then like it's really life is of the spirit. We're fighting against spirits. It's a spiritual fight. I don't know. I just feel like it just helps you. The value is growth.
It's like once you become awakened, everything that you learn or everything that you read, you begin to understand nothing happens for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times as you awaken, you start reading different things. It introduces you to different spirits. Mm-hmm. And you be like, oh, so that's that spirit. Okay, oh, this is this spirit. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a quest. That's part of, I feel like any spiritualist, it's a part of your journey to begin to identify energies, right? Mm-hmm. And whatever your tongue is, whatever your language may be, but because energy is an energy. Like, it can be named 3 different things by 3 different nations, but it's still a representation
the same energy.
Of the same energy. Mm-hmm. So as you learn these different energies and spirits, it becomes valuable. It becomes you begin to identify your strengths, your weaknesses. Moreover, your weaknesses. Mm-hmm. I'ma always focus on identifying your weaknesses because too many of us we want to overlook our weaknesses and not knowing you never really can assess your strength until you understand your weakness. Mm-hmm. Because it's always going to be something drawn from your strength that you ignoring. You know how we got them things about ourselves that we ignore?
And I feel like your strength can be overcoming the weaknesses, That is the strength, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
You have to know the weaknesses in order to be strong enough to overcome them.
For they overwhelm you.
Okay.
Indeed. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
It's almost like the same concept as, the man drinks the alcohol, but the alcohol drinks the man. Same kind of energy.
Fooling around with something that's bigger than you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I definitely would say, yeah. Knowing your weakness so that it don't overwhelm you, right? It doesn't overwhelm your strength.
CJ, you must be from Baltimore talking about, yo. What up, Yerp?
Yo. He'll be a brother of mine.
Could be. That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 3, right? Value of spiritual awakening. This the missive, right? Connecting the dots of your life through intuition and introspection, right? This is a beautiful value, I'll say, about awakening spiritually. You get to look back in your life, right, and you begin to connect the dots about yourself.
Aha moments.
Mm-hmm. Intuitive moment. It be things you thought you actually forgot. Mm-hmm. Spirit bring them to your aid because you awaken now. Mm-hmm. You fuse with a different consciousness. And the consciousness that you fuse with, it's a pool of information. It's like the thing that knows it all. Like, the Most High energy. When you connect it to that, boy, oh boy, you begin to connect the dots of your life through your intuition. You begin to say, oh, this makes sense now. Mm-hmm. Oh, I understand now why that happened, right? Which is a wonderful thing when you think about it, right? It's valuable, especially to people who striving to really want to know themselves and you really want to get beyond you. You know, being able to connect the dots is important. It helps you know who you are. You be like, oh, that's why I used to do that, because this in my bloodline. Or you begin to, oh, this is why I'm strong. I had a grandmother that was strong. I had a great grandmother that was strong. I had, you begin to, spirit begin to lead you, right? Akashic records be available to you. It's different when you have a spiritual awakening, and you begin to do introspection. It's like traveling. You traveling, but it's like traveling with a spirit guide, actually. Like, like something that's assisting you in knowing who you are. You connecting the dots because you have an awakening. You have a relationship now. It's valuable.
Okay. I would say 100%. I want to say shout out to East Africa. Welcome. Your first time here. Greetings. We're so glad to have you here. We hope that you enjoy the message.
From
Okay.
Rwanda.
Rwanda. Yeah. Hey. You guys say that in NY too, in New Jersey. Yo, what up? And that's what we say in Baltimore. So I'm like, okay, that's family right there. Right? Okay. So yeah. But that's very good information. I feel like connecting the dots, because I feel like as I become more spiritually mature and aware, I feel like I'm learning that, this journey is all about remembrance. Like, remembering who you are, like where you came from, because I feel like we come here and we forget, okay? We forget as we go through the tunnel, as the breath is blown into us, and our soul enters this body. I believe that we forget, who we are and what we come from. We come from greatness. We were in a place of greatness, so I feel like this journey is all about remembrance, right? So connecting the dots to who you are, remembering. It's almost like, imagine losing your memory and then, trying to get it back, right? It's kind of like that going through life. And, I feel like, a lot of us have been connecting the dots, and, life is becoming a lot more clear. When you're able to connect the dots, you can understand yourself a little bit better, right? You're like, okay, I see why, maybe I lack in this area. I see why I'm good in this area. I had somebody teaching me over here. There wasn't a teacher in this area, so maybe this is where I slack, right? This is where I need to put more effort. You're able to learn yourself a lot more and connect the dots. So I like that.
It feels like the song by Ramoldi, Awakening.
Uh-huh.
How long has it been? I've lost count. Hey, that's a good song for my enlightened people who are awakening. It's called Awakening by Ramoldi. Rimaldi. Ramoldi. Awakening. It's a good song. Might want to tap into it.
What's up, Stephanie? I'm sorry I missed you. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Sandra. Hey, y'all. Sorry. What's up?
Next good thing about spiritual awakening, value in spiritual awakening, and this can resonate with a small few. Nevertheless, it shows you that you were never accepted as a sacrifice. So therefore, a wealth transfer has occurred. And this is for a small C. This is for people who actually may have been sacrificed in a certain way. People may have laid you on altars or put you in jars or done different types of things, right? And this is for this small select few that went through this, because everybody don't know what this is about. Everybody didn't go through this. But some people, you were actually sacrificed, and that led to your awakening. So it means that you weren't accepted as a sacrifice. God said, no, not today, right? Not the Most High, because that's what happens. And some of you, you underwent heavy attacks. Sometimes people throw things at you that was meant to really finish you. But the fact that you have an awakening in spirit, God's saying fit for you to wake up. These attacks, they work when you sleep, but when you awaken, a wealth transfer is happening, right? So that's valuable to you. That's a restoration of a lot of things. I know for me it was.
Mm-hmm.
My health being one.
Okay.
I underwent major attacks on my health.
Mm-hmm.
And today I have that back. So that means a wealth transfer occurred along with the awakening.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of you understand that, you know. You would never accept it as a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's obedience. In the universal scheme of things, you could be walking obedience, right? So that's why it's true to be authentic to who you are. It's not about being perfect. But what it truly is about not looking at other people and judging them
Mm-hmm.
and doing all of those types of things, being focused on what you gotta do, you know, doing that's what it's really about.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody I see, like I said, instead of you being sacrificed, a wealth transfer has occurred due to your awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Indeed. Blessings.
Blessings. Blessings to East Africa. We love you.
Indeed.
Mm. I'm looking at your downloads.
Yeah. I value the spiritual awakening, and it's a level of depth to this right here, right? I guess that's why she was like, All right, well, spiritual awakening. People will create a narrative of your life as if God has forsaken you.
Mm.
But God says, I'll do you one better,
Come on.
right? Now that's a value to awakening. Because like I said, many of us were trapped in a narrative that people created for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you make a few slip ups in life and then people be like, oh, that person,
Count you all the way out.
oh yeah, they ain't gonna make it.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say, it's crazy because some of you guys, people even literally, started rumors that you guys had been unalived, like like that you weren't doing well, that you were like literally spreading those kind of false rumors, and it's very sad.
I went through that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the energy I'm feeling.
I definitely.
Someone else did too.
You know.
Okay.
It's a narrative.
You know,
I walked under. It's a powerful energy when people create a narrative for your life. It's so hard, right? Because it's like a level of agreement that people have against you when they go to create narratives. Like they'll decide amongst themselves that you're not worthy, or they'll decide amongst themselves that you finished, you down and you out, right? But God says, I do you one better, and that's awaken you. And that's the value to spiritual awakening. It enables us to change the narrative.
mm-hmm.
The narratives that we walk in, and they powerful energies. Like some people, I can see a lot of people in a soulless place. I'm a spirit medium. So I can really feel an answer push back from the yamas. If I say, how many people are in the yamas right now, in that soulless place because of someone else, right? And something that somebody, and they gonna answer back and say, it's a lot of us over here because we walked in the narrative that people created and we couldn't get out of it. A lot of people walk to their demise in that energy. When people decide that you finished, you know how hard it is to move in that. You can't even get help because people be like, oh, don't help that person. They finished already. Everybody has agreed. That be a spiritual agreement. They gonna look at you crazy and everything. Everything is the worst when people create these narratives. But it only works when we sleep. That's the value in awakening. God says, I'll do you one better. I'm going to give you an awakening. Once you awaken to once you awaken, I'm telling you, okay, what is awakening? Thank you, Spirit. Awakening means effectively letting in your powers to defend you in your life. That comes along with awakening. Because what you gonna do when you wake up and you realize, oh, you know, this been done to me. This has happened to me. You're gonna look to defend yourself. And in that genuine and authentic notion, you're gonna allow your ancestors in, whether you want to or not. It's the value of awakening. It don't take you to have an altar or any of those things. The minute that you awaken to even the possibility that something is being done to you spiritually on a spiritual level, you let in defense. It only works when you sleep and you don't deserve better. Like, you know, a sleep person don't deserve to be woke up. Honestly, if you want to be asleep.
What did thing say? Sun Tzu?
What's that?
You always say,
Which one I say?
it's 7 of them.
Oh, you talking about the shades of wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. She was talking about the 7 shades of wisdom, and like a person who is asleep, right? And it says awaken him, right? Now,
but it also says,
it says also if he rejects wisdom, he is dead sleep, past him. It's 2 different kinds of sleeps now. Like, and you know, it's a sleep. All right, think about us as people. I'm gonna personalize this. You can wake me up out my sleep. I'm either gonna do 2 things. I'm gonna decide, yeah, it was a good time, I need to get my butt up, or I'm gonna snap at you until you leave me alone. I wanna stay asleep, right? So if I wanna stay asleep, I deserve what comes along with staying asleep. So God gives us the blessing to wake up and walk above the narrative that people have created for our lives, which I feel is a beautiful energy. Okay, that was it. These last 2, they suited for something else. They not for today's discussion.
okay. Well, let's keep those private for now.
Yeah, we're gonna keep those out of it.
Private dancer for mine. Oh, I probably should.
Man, listen.
Oh gosh.
We up here. That was Tina Turner. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm your private dancer for money. I'll do what you want me to do.
Look at that.
Oh, the ant perseverance.
Every time we get on here, it's a black army ant that walk over here. Perseverance.
All right.
Sure will.
Of course.
Ayugane.
Okay. All right, so let's get into this message, guys. All right, let's see. We about to tap into this energy.
Let's put some cards in. Tap into this.
They call us elemental beings.
I ain't worried about no enemies.
We ain't worried about no enemies.
The house front on the drum.
Live and phone on the drum. Let your heart be free.
Crazy.
We be tapping in the energy.
We be tapping in the energy.
All right, we got the Hermit here. Don't need that. We got the 4 of Cups here in the reverse. Okay, all right. I like this energy. I like this energy.
I love this one.
Hey, like I really like this energy, guys. So we got the 4 of Cups in the reverse here. We have the Hermit card and we have the 3 of Wands. There's someone, and it's like you are so self-aware. You know what I'm saying? It's like you know who you are. Okay, you know, and I love this for you. Like you are totally 100% okay with who you are. Like, you know, your little flaws and everything. I'm seeing somebody like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? My arms jiggle a little bit. Whatever. It is what it is, you know. But my heart is pure, right? And, you know, I'm good people. And this is who I am. And this is how God made me. So I'm okay with every flaw. You know, there's someone in your life just embracing who the hell you are. And I love this for you, okay? I feel like you're very engaged with self right now, in hermit mode. I feel like, this is a place of solitude where, you really went in and you look for truth about yourself in your dark places. Someone did some shadow work here. Shout out to you. You went in those uncomfortable places, right? And I feel like you really, dug in there. You could be a Virgo that I'm talking to. Okay, you could have needed like space and time to just kind of, explore what you already know. Okay, your own knowledge, right? Figuring out who you are, right? Because a lot of us, we live for other people for so long. In the Four Agreements, it speaks about how we are domesticated, right? And I was like, dang, this is so real. We're taught that, oh, if you like something that is out of the normal, then you have to hush, you have to be quiet. The family doesn't want anyone to know about this. Yeah, but you're held in high honors here. Okay, something about that.
I love this.
Okay, I feel like you could be you could be in the energy of, you could be hearing what people are saying, like people's opinion of you. I feel like you could be hearing it and you can be embracing it, but I feel like it's something that can't move you. I feel like you could use, you could be taking other people's opinion, like constructive criticism, right? And just using that as fuel to do better. I don't know. I'm seeing someone like alchemizing, transmuting energy here. And there's someone that's doing this because you can see what's coming in with the Three of Wands here. Someone knows that if you continue to work very, very hard, that your ship is coming in, because guess what? Hard work equals results. Okay? Period. There's not one time that you work hard you won't see results, whether it be overtime at work, whether it be with your body, whether it be with whatever it is. Whatever it is, when you put in work, it equals results. And that's what we're getting here. This could even be because you changed the way you're thinking. Number 9 could be significant. You could be 39 years old that I'm talking to, 34. Okay. You can have a 3-year-old child, a 9-year-old child, or a 4-year-old child as well here. There could be someone, you could be a life path number 4. Okay. Something about that. Right. Okay. I feel like, Virgo, I feel like there's someone and, you just want to do your best. Virgo energy, Virgos are people that, they just want to give, they want, they like perfection. So I feel like there's someone you could be perfecting, your craft. Okay. You could be even perfecting like your self-care routine. There could be someone and like literally, I feel like you were putting everything in front of you and now you are taking care of self. And I ain't talking about no nail polish and no shape up. I'm talking about mental. Someone's like paying attention to the way they're thinking, because the way you think, how you think is your reality, right? So if you feel like, you are, if you keep saying you're broken, you feel like you're broke, then you are broken, right? But there's someone and you have decided to think differently here. I feel like you are very enthusiastic about life right now, showing a lot of gratitude. And there's someone, you're expecting things to come in because you already know, what goes up must come down. Okay, something about, I just heard that what goes up must come down. Okay, there's a whole lot of prayers that went up. Okay, right? Something about that. I don't know. I like this. Okay. Something about gratitude, big gratitude, okay? You could be very engaged in something right now. There could be someone, you could be engaged literally to a partner, okay? There could be someone and you could have just gone inside to work on yourself before you, even look for anything else, of course. There's something coming in here. I feel like, Spirit is saying that, this is a time to act quickly and forcefully on your ideas. Okay, you could be having some kind of feeling, some kind of urges. Healthy risks are important right now. When you feel the urge to move, this could be God moving you, right? In directions that you don't understand. You could be finding yourself wanting to do things that don't make sense to you. Go for it. There could be someone on a yacht taking a trip, a boat trip or something like that, a boat ride. I don't know. Someone could be at the beach here, okay? Or someone could be looking forward to this trip. Something about that. There could be someone camping, Okay? With the oil lamp or something like that. I don't know what this is.
We got an empress out here. There's definitely an empress on the board, right? I'm loving this 3 card spread. I clarified it and I almost jumped out my seat, right? I love these kind of readings. I love when this comes out, right? We got the strength out here to the Ace of Swords, right? Strength to the Ace of Swords to the Devil in reverse, first of all, right? That's the truth wins. Strength to the Ace of Swords is like, is a powerful energy. I see why the Devil is in reverse. When you up against the strength to the Ace of Swords, so, you know, you could be a Leo or you could be in Leo energy, like 5 sign energy, but nevertheless, I love this for somebody. And your strength is being clarified by 3 of Cups. That's a celebration. So, you know, when you're talking about ancestral favor, and you're talking about the favor of God, you know, that's what this 3 of Cups is all about. A person who is celebrated. So you're being celebrated for something. Quite possibly your strength, Empress, right? You could be very strong, displaying a certain amount of strength. And when we like that, you know, our powers that be, spirit, God spirit, your ancestral spirits, all of these things, they value you. You become a strength unto them. You become somebody that's celebrated. You spoke about in high places. High places meaning ethereal realms. And I mean, even in real life, 3D too. With this kind of strength, you probably been celebrated on earth, but you probably got a lot of haters as well. That's just the way strength does in the 3D. See, on other realms, strength is honored. It's honorable. But on the 3D realm that we live on, strength is oftentimes critiqued, despised, and admired awkwardly. And when people have awkward admiration, they just show up as hate in your energy. It's not always hate. Sometimes it's admiration, but it's so awkward that it just reads out as hate. It's a negative energy because it's low vibrational, you know. Admiration on a level where somebody can't express it is low vibrational. If I admire you, I should be able to come and tell you I admire you. If I'm not willing to do that, I'm doing something tricky with the energy. So that's low vibrational. Ace of Swords to the Empress. I love it. That's big Libra energy. Um, you know, and then you got the Devil in reverse being clarified by 6 of Wands. That's high big honor. Like somebody you're held in high honor. You do good work out here. For the collective, you're doing good work for your family. It may not be showing up as that in the 3D, but in the spirit realm, 6 of Wands to the Devil in reverse, right? That's big action. No lies, big action. It's somebody who's very much active. You very much, I mean, you know, you can move a demon around. Whoever this is in this energy, you have the strength. I'm not gonna say a demon slayer because I don't know what makes people think we have the power to destroy demons, but okay. I'll say you have the ability to move evil around and put the devil on the run. Meaning resisting the devil is to cause him to flee in this energy. You understand? Like it's not about you being able to fight. Sometimes it's about you being able to stand. You know, it ain't even about your fight. It's about your stand, Empress. Right? So 6 of Wands to the Devil in reverse. Good energy. 2 of Cups on top. To the 10 of Coins. I mean, look, I'm gonna stop there. Right? 2 of Cups to the 10 of Coins. Like somebody you married to somebody walk with the Most High. You're married to 10 Pentacles, right? 6 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. The celebratory energy, like it's big celebrations around somebody, right? So that's that right there. Now we're gonna go back in and see what else happens.
Okay. All right. So over here, I got the Page of Coins in the reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the Seven of Cups over here. So I don't know. There's someone, and literally, you know, something from your past that, you know, you could have done. It could be having you suffer right now financially, and it could be hurting, right? You know, it's like, ooh, you know, everything that we do in life, for every action, there's a consequence, right? And, you know, sometimes we do things and, you know, we move on from it. We become better people, but we have to pay for everything that we do in life. So you could literally be going through, like, you know, something where you could be suffering, like, financially, okay, or economically, right, due to a past mistake. Maybe it could have been the way you managed money at one point. Maybe it could have been, you know, due to whatever, you know, I don't want to really get too deep into it, right? Could have been a little scheme or whatever was done here in this energy. But I feel like, you know, you could be suffering some kind of like financial loss or something like that and having to start fresh, you know. And with the Seven of Cups here, it could be making you feel confused because you could be like, well, I got myself together. Why am I still suffering, right? And it's not that, you know, you haven't got yourself together, but we do all have to pay for the things that we've done regardless, right? You know, they come back around, and at some point we have to pay for those. So I feel like you could be clearing out some karma, and it could be a little tricky because you could be like, well, you know, I'm rolling with the divine. I have not done anything, you know, because I'm hearing someone like, I ain't did nothing in the last 2 years. I don't understand why I'm having this backlash, right? But, you know, some of the things we do, they linger, right, in the background until divinity, you know, feels like it's time, right? You know, when we do things, it's like, it's written down, it's stored up, right? It's stored up in the holy tablets, and it doesn't mean just because we did it right then and there that we're going to receive the karma or the consequence right away. Sometimes, you know, it comes in perfect divine timing. And, you know, even with our karma, it's a part of our lessons. Because thinking about it, right? Imagine you getting yourself together. Because I mean, I keep hearing someone like, you know, I haven't did anything in the last 2 years. So imagine not doing anything in the last 2 years, right? And now you're having to suffer a karma that maybe you did 10 years ago, right? So now you're really having to have faith. You know, it's all a part of the test, the testimony, the faith, right? God is like, okay, are you going to go back to what you did last time because I'm making you suffer through this financially? Because I'm here financially for someone. You could be really like, you know, struggling financially, but, you know, I feel like, you know, you haven't gone without food, you haven't gone without shelter. Someone needs a reminder about this. Maybe you haven't had the extra things that you feel like you desire, you deserve, but sometimes, you know, God wants us to see more than material, right? We have to really get down to the root of things, right? And I feel like someone could be being stripped away from material or extra finances right now, but it's all a part of the lesson, okay? I feel like, you know, some way things still work out. Like, you know, I feel like your children and yourself and your family, you guys are still eating, you're still healthy, thank the Lord, you know, because grace, by the grace of God. But right, none of us can escape karma. Like, we all have to face the things that we do. You could be a Scorpio or a Virgo that I'm talking to, okay, and the energy, right? But I feel like, you know, this is temporary, you know, this is a temporary setback for a beautiful gain, you know. I feel like, you know, this is really just teaching someone a lesson. Like, yeah, you made a mistake, okay, and you could be literally right now suffering from it, even though you're a great person, you know, you've changed your life, and it's all a part of the plan. You know, this too shall pass. You won't suffer forever, right? We don't just stay in karma, right? Not when you keep making good choices, right? Good decisions. God has grace. So just keep pushing through. You could be feeling like, oh, I should just go back to doing what I was doing. That's a trick. This is a test here.
You know, over here I have the Six of Swords in reverse, and it's being clarified by the Hangman. And then I have Nine of Cups being clarified by Eight of Swords in reverse. So what I see is a person that clearly you, for whoever you are, you made a decision not to move forward, right? Maybe you decided what you have is your wish fulfillment, right? You have Six of Swords in reverse to the Hangman, right? I'm seeing the decision being made not to move forward, right? With something into something else. And I see a Nine of Cups. So it tells me that somebody, and I feel like this is a solid energy though. I do. And I'm going to tell you why. I feel like somebody, you realize, yeah, it's other options out there. And there's other things that you could do. And maybe even you have a solution that offers you more money and more what you would consider to be,
Money,
I
power,
guess,
respect.
yeah, some things. You got options that could help you in many ways, but I feel like you choosing to stick with the option that God gave you, right? This Hangman to the Six of Swords in reverse, that's a person that's really making. That's an arcane decision. Like I feel like somebody's like, I'm gonna stick with what Spirit gave me or what Spirit is giving me. I feel like that's good for you because the Eight of Swords is in reverse. That screams of strength against anxiety. You know, not being nervous. Nine of Cups to the Eight of Swords in reverse is a solid energy. It's wish fulfillment. No, I'm not nervous about it, right? No, I'm not in a situation where I'm nervous about what God has given me. I don't have anxiety about anything. Nine of Cups, right? Uh, it says happiness, compassion, trust in the universe, high-minded optimism. So I see you out here, right? And next I see the moon in reverse to the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. It's highly intuitive, not willing to invest in a lie at all. The moon is in reverse, so it's not a lot that's going to get past you. The moon in reverse is the truth. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is a person that's not, you know, it's like maybe you became far too wise to invest in foolishness anymore. Maybe you did when the moon was upright and you couldn't see and there was a lot of secrets. Maybe people held secrets over your head. Maybe you was involved with people that kept secrets from you. I don't know. But somewhere along the line, you made a decision. And along with this decision, it came, like I said, apparently a lot of insight into life. Because when I see the moon in reverse, right, it says trifling mistakes, truth, deception recognized, consciousness and clarity. You hear what I'm saying? Like it says trifling mistakes in truth, right? Something that you're recognizing. Deception that's recognized, right? That's the moon in reverse. Like you really, really turned it around. And you can really see clear and not willing to invest in it. And on top of the deck, Seven of Wands, willing to defend it. And I feel you. Seven of Pentacles in reverse to the Seven of Wands upright. I love it. That's saying like, no, I'm not going to invest in this no more, and I'm going to defend myself against it as well. Right? Big old Seven of Wands. I love it. Right? Now I'm gonna jump with this right here. The moon comes back out upright to the Six of Cups. So this is just telling me that in your memories and in your mind and your thought process, sometimes you might be going back into the deception. And you know, we do that because we go back in our mind like, well, it could have ended a different way. Maybe it could have turned out. Truth is, no, it couldn't have. It had to go down exactly how it went down. God was involved. God was in there. That's the reason why a lot of us made it out. So don't allow nostalgia, right? Six of Cups says nostalgia of memories, healing, comfort, steady gain, pleasure after hardship. Don't let this Six of Cups lead you back into being deceived in your own mind, into thinking that, you know, something that was meant to destroy you it was another way that you could have worked out with it, or it was another way you could have went about it. No, God made a way for you to go about it. That was the way, and that was what happened, right? You decided to deal with it how you dealt with it. You stood on what Spirit gave you. You made a decision not to move forward and be deceived. Because I'm feeling like this Six of Swords in reverse to the Hangman, it was an opportunity that probably was a deception from the get-go. That's how I think about, if I'm going to deceive a smart person, if I'm going to deceive somebody who got some wisdom, I'm going to have to offer them something now.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just going to be easily deceived. So you recognized it and you made a decision. 9 of Cups, 8 of Swords in reverse, Moon in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, 7 of Wands. Stay right there. Defend your ground. The Moon upright, 6 of Cups. Stay out of your memories and your nostalgia. You know, remember, it was far more bad memories than good memories. Never forget that. When you go back down, you know that song? Back down memory lane. I saw a photograph and almost made me laugh. Back down memory lane. Well, when you go back down there, make sure you go down there with some protection, right? Don't go back down memory lane and be deceived.
So I'm over here channeling, I'm like, goodness, stop. All this information is like, all these downloads are coming at once. Like, goodness, like a computer, okay? So I have the 3 of Cups over here. I have the Page of Cups in the reverse. And I have the 3 of Swords in the reverse. So I'm here. It's over now. It's over now. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now.
Hey, no more cloudy days.
No more cloudy days.
They're all gone.
They're all gone away. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now.
No more
Crying at night.
sickness in my body.
Crying.
The storm is.
I'm literally hearing that, right? But not only am I hearing that, with the 3 of Cups here, I'm also hearing, you pray for me, I pray for you, I love you, I need you to survive.
I like that song.
You are important to me, I need you to survive.
More of that kind of energy.
Right. So I don't know. It's a lot of teamwork, a lot of collaboration. Someone's understanding that, other people are just as important as you. Someone's learning that your neighbor, your brother, your sister is just as important and gifted as you are. And that's a very humbling thing, right? To know to be able to respect that you are not the only gifted one. When we can get into, being humble like that, God can really work with us, can really appreciate us, right? Something can be done with us. So kudos to you. I feel like there was a lot of inner confusion, a lot of hurt. But right now with this 3 of Cups here, there's a lot of, there's a lot of friendship, collaboration. I feel like, this energy can be released now. I'm here, there could be someone literally like, I hate to say this, but someone could be having like some kind of celebration for a divorce. Like, someone could be feeling like, they are truly free from something. And, I love marriage, but, this could be someone like, I don't know, you could have been in a situation that was really damaging and you could be feeling like free. Okay. Something like that. Okay. I feel like something is being released here. There could have been a situation with the Page of Wands here that made you feel very frustrated. There could have been an individual very immature, okay? A person very irresponsible in the energy that just wasn't able to yield tangible results in life, okay? And I feel like this could have been a painful truth, but now, it hurt. It is what it is. And I am releasing this. I am in the energy. I'm hearing someone like, I forgive people, okay? Why? Because I need forgiveness, right? And I feel like some of these people that did certain things, they weren't even aware. You know, a lot of people, you know, you have to think, you know, we come broken, right? And we attract things that are broken. So, you know, a lot of times when two broken things come together, you know, the other broken individual is not even aware of some of the things that they are doing. So we have to separate ourselves from this energy. And I feel like you did, you know, and now it's like a lot of good times here for you. Okay. If you're willing to receive, excuse me, receive it. You could be like getting invitations to social gatherings, okay? You could be stepping out. You could have stepped out yesterday. Maybe you haven't stepped out in a long time, but baby, you're stepping out now. Something like that, okay? I don't know. There could be someone, you could be having a family reunion today or within the next week or something like that, okay? You could be a Libra that I'm talking to, a Pisces. There could be a family member coming to see you. I don't know. I feel like it's just a time for celebration and parties, okay? There could be someone coming to just celebrate something with you, for you, about you. Okay? I feel like a lot of feelings are being mended. You know, there are a lot of things that are just being healed, you know, because you're choosing forgiveness. And by you choosing forgiveness, it's allowing these relationships to be mended. Like, you know, you're forgiving people. Like, you know, you forgive yourself for some of the things that you've gone through too, because I feel like we have allowed ourselves to go through so many things. But what I love is that I'm seeing you guys showing up with boundaries. Okay? I love this for you. You know, I'm seeing people who are setting boundaries. You are rediscovering who you are and you're setting boundaries for yourself. And I love this for you. Okay? There could be like a lot of collaborative artistic pursuits going on. Okay? I'm just saying like a lot of friendships. There could be someone going to a wine venue, a wine tasting, something like that. I just see a lot of good time, a lot of good energy. Okay, you might got your little sundress on today. You might be popping out, whatever it is. All right. Okay. Your last name could be Parker. I just heard Parker. Hey, Miss Parker. Okay, yellow hearts, white hearts. What's up, y'all? Right? Something about that.
Okay. So over here on this spread, right, we got a lot of Leo energy out here today too. We got the Emperor, and this Emperor is being clarified by strength in reverse. So I don't feel it's a bad energy. I feel like somebody you may be tired, taking on a lot. When I see the Emperor to the strength in reverse, it's a renewal needed, a renewal of your spirit. So maybe you could focus on strengthening your Sahasrara, which is your crown chakra. You know, like orange juice, grapefruit juice. It can help you out in a situation like that. It can help you strengthen. You know, I feel like this is a mental exhaustion. I don't really feel like it's physical. I feel like somebody you're mentally exhausted. You know, the Emperor upright to the strength in reverse, you're taking on a lot. And right now, maybe you feel like you can't put certain things down, and maybe you can't. And if you can't, you know,
Okay.
clarification. Ancestors say, now they working.
Come in my face
Big
and kiss
wasp
me.
say ain't nobody putting nothing down. Okay, so in that case, right, is a need to nourish yourself properly, get your strength back up, take a blow. You know, sometime when we moving, just take a rest. You know, turn the phone off. You know,
I just heard I'm going, hey.
and you don't have to. The beautiful thing about it is you don't have to dirty your energy up line either. You can turn your phone off, and then when people ask you, well, what was wrong? You can say, my phone was dead. You don't even have to say that. You can say, my phone was dead. Because guess what? It was off. You don't have to let them know that you turned it off. You can tell them, my phone was dead. At that, you know. I mean, it's many different ways to preserve your energy in this perspective, but you are an emperor, and you showing up drained. Not more or less emotionally. I'm feeling like this is mental exhaustion. All right. And I know so because you got the Seven of Pentacles, so you out here working, you know. You working 10 of Cups, Seven of Pentacles to the 10 of Cups. This is why you're tired. You're working hard for your family, right? Go hard for the money. I work hard for it, honey. Yeah. Somebody work hard for the money, right? And Seven of Pentacles to the Ten of Cups. I like it, but it's a need for you to rest, too. It's not, nothing is important over your health. And when you feel something pulling on your health, it's time to back down. Your health, right? That's without your health, you know. And I want to advise somebody of that. You know, it's summertime out here, and the body responds different. You know, extreme heat, it makes the body respond different. The mind becomes weary. This is when you really got to pay attention to what you're putting in your vessel, right? It's heat, so it's draining. You know, and if we're not careful, we can work ourselves into a frenzy. And next thing you know, we can have different things happen, and they alter us forever. All because we just didn't be mindful of how we moving right now. So when you are emperor and your strength is in reverse, it's a need to replenish yourself. You know, because what good are you if you work yourself so hard, and then something happens to you? You know what's gonna happen? God forbid something like that, but you know what would happen? People would still find a way to move ahead. So what I'm saying is, either way, don't allow yourself to be worked into a frenzy, right? I know you love your family. It shows. Ten of Cups. Okay? So I'm going to leave that alone. You got the Hierophant, and that's sitting on top of this Knight of Swords in reverse. And I feel like, honestly, this Knight of Swords is a lot of negative energy that come towards you. The Knight of Swords could be rumors, right? The Knight of Swords could be false allegations. The Knight of Swords could be things, you know, different communications that happen that may not be accurate. But when I see the Hierophant standing on top of the Knight of Swords, I see that, you know, the way you living, you got institutions behind you. And they may not be physical. It could be spiritual. You could just have the higher ups backing you with this Hierophant energy. I really feel like that because it's laying right on top of the Knight of Swords, and it's like I can just feel the Hierophant pushing that energy back. This Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords in reverse is never, to me, it's always a low vibrational kind of energy. Like in my intuition. It represents, like I said, hearsay, rumors, even unsavory characters that move around in the dark. Yeah, the birds chirping.
Gossip.
So it could be definitely gossip.
They talking back and forth.
You know, so continue to remain stuck in this Hierophant, with this Hierophant energy in your favor. I feel like what you're doing is supported. It's back. You know, the thing about the Hierophant, this kind of Hierophant right here, I feel like it represents a spiritual authority that it may not even resonate with people in your energetic field. They may feel like, who are you? Right? But the whole time, you got the Hierophant backing you. So that means that you have spiritual institutions backing you. You have spiritual ranking backing you. The Hierophant in my ancestral reading is very big. All right? So I would say continue to invest. You got a lot of major arcanas out here. It's 3. So, you know, get rest when needed so that your spirit can be intact. You got spiritual duties as an emperor. Guard your mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna do these last 3 before we get out of here because these devices get hot in the sun.
Yes,
And then
yes.
we'll come back. I think this afternoon we're actually gonna do air sign readings. So if you're a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, we'll be doing a live reading for you guys. So make sure you are subscribed to the page so that you don't miss out. Okay, so I have the 9 of Cups, the Temperance in the reverse, Queen of Swords in the reverse. You could definitely be an Aquarius or a Sagittarius in the energy. Someone's getting to a bag here. I don't know. I feel like, someone's using their gift, their talents to get some kind of resources, finances. Your wish could have came true. Like, you could be literally working for yourself. Your gift could be making a way for you. And I feel like Spirit is just wanting you to remain humble, okay? Humble, right? Because, I don't know, the Queen of Swords is in the reverse. Someone could be talking reckless to someone. There could have even been like someone talking reckless about you because maybe one time you weren't financially stable, okay? And right now you're showing up, you're coming through. There's someone, you're happy, you're satisfied, you're completely content where you are right now. Your wishes are coming true and you're feeling good. You could be getting to it, right? And maybe now the person that was speaking negatively about you, maybe they're doing bad, but Spirit says remain humble. Don't fall into that energy. Don't speak negatively towards someone that has spoken negatively towards you and your finances, even if they're going through something. Okay? Spirit is saying poor communication could really cost you right now. Okay? So just stick to your promises, right? I feel like there could be someone being overly emotional right now. There could be another person. I feel like this is 2 different energies. There's a person getting money, but the money is not fulfilling them. There's someone there's an underlying issue here. It's deeper than what money can fix here. There's someone that needs some kind of maybe mental help here. There's something emotionally off. Something's out of balance here for a person. Okay, someone's equilibrium could definitely be off. Someone could suffer from vertigo. Okay, we got the Temperance here in the reverse. There's a lack of balance somewhere. There could be someone, you could be like, your bank account could be literally negative right now. And I don't know, maybe you could be speaking low vibrational things over your own life. And Spirit is saying, maybe you need to change the words that you say. Because the Queen of Swords in the reverse, she can talk really nasty. She could be a person that, it doesn't even have to be cuss words, but she could speak very low vibrational things over her and other people if she's not careful. So make sure that you're speaking high vibrational things over your life if you are a person that's suffering from financial loss, and then if you are going through financial loss or suffering, sometimes you have to evaluate the situation and see what you're learning from it, right? Because there's always a lesson in something. But I feel like there's another person, you're doing pretty good financially for yourself. So just stay humble here, okay? Last card we got going out is the King of Cups in the reverse. Spirit is saying don't be bitter or, showing hatred to anyone. No self-pity, no self-hate. Okay, you could be a Pisces that I'm talking to, right? Staying strong in your decisions, your intuition. Okay. Pay attention to your anger, right? If things are still making you real angry, you need to get a pen and a paper and write it down. When you get angry, start writing down, when you become angry and what made you feel like that, what triggered this. So you can start learning how to heal yourself because, evil loves to use us by anger. Even Proverbs tells us if, you hang around angry people, you will become angry, right? So pay attention to that. Okay, pay attention to your surroundings and how you feel around different people in different environments. Okay, when different things come up, how do you react? How do you respond? You may need to get a pen and a paper and write this down. Okay, we love you guys so much. This was your message. Again, we'll be back this afternoon with live readings for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. If you would like to support our page, all of our information is listed on the page. We thank you guys so much in advance for your spiritual donations to help our channel grow, okay? We thank you for all of your time, your energy, and, just showing up, right? Thank you guys for everything that you do, okay? We're elemental beings, and we will catch you guys a little bit later. God bless you, and Ashe.